Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday of a new week and Monday Q&A with Anne and Renata.
Hello. I've washed my hair, so I've got a giant poof. It's happening. Oh, phones are still on. Apparently, Anne and Renata have just gone live. Fancy that. Right. So, how you been, Renata?
Busy.
That's good.
Absolutely flat out.
And we've got two big announcements coming this week. One of those announcements will be made on Wednesday, and I think they said the other one is going to be on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So Wednesday is
Hold on to your hats.
an experience that you can take part in, and Friday is going to be our new YouTube series, which is going to be announced. All very exciting things are happening, and
Yeah, boy, won't we get some haters from that.
let's just add it to the list, shall we?
Can't wait. Hi, everyone. Who's on? Who's on? Hi, Jody.
Jody, Brooke, Mick. Oh, Mick, see you tomorrow.
No.
Wednesday.
Hi, Joanne.
Joanne, Samantha, Jody. Apparently we're on. Fiona, hi. Just give us a shout out where you're all coming from tonight. Whereabouts are you watching from? And I don't mean the lounge room or the bathroom. I mean,
Justin,
are you in Newcastle like
Marella.
us?
Hello,
Or
Brookie.
maybe
Robert.
in Ireland or England or
Elena.
wherever. Hi,
Bronwyn.
Eleanor. Hi, Dina.
Dina.
Just trying to
Lynn.
get on to everyone. Lynn. Oops, and it jumped.
Maxine. Hello.
And
Natalie.
hi, Sue.
Hello, Sue.
We've been chatting to Connor. It's all very exciting.
Philip from
From
Adelaide.
Ginny. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Yeah, the crazy aunties. Thank you, Inanna.
Inanna. Elfa.
Oh, where have we got? We've got
Fame.
Brisbane, Lambton, Adelaide, Melbourne, Ballarat. Holy moly! And
There's someone from the USA. Tammy. Gorgeous Tammy.
hey,
Hello.
Tammy, are you on? Are you? Is it my Tammy? It is my Tammy.
It is.
Oh,
We were
I'll
talking-
share our Tammy.
We were talking earlier on about full moon headaches.
Yeah.
Who gets a full moon headache? Hands up. Who has been suffering from not being able to get to sleep, number one. And number
I can't
two,
stay asleep.
And number two, trying to get rid of this feeling of like mushy head, like
Yeah.
nothing. It's just like a big cauliflower, basically, sitting there, just filled with nothing. Nothing goes in. That's your full moon headache, and that probably lasts that 2 or 3 days that the full moon is around. And it's got a lot to do with the moon, whatever it does.
Yeah, that big bright thing up in the sky. The what was it called again, Renata? You've forgotten?
The moon. If it can have a effect on the tides, it can certainly have an effect on us because we are 90% water and 10% ship.
I seem to be a lot of water at night. I have to get up and go to the toilet. This is what happens when you go back onto keto after being offered, is that all the water weight you've collected goes, and you get up. You have to pee constantly. Oh, Sue's born in Gympie.
Good for you, Sue.
Isn't that an outfit you wear?
I don't know.
Black leather or rubber or something?
Oh, gimp.
Oh, Gimp, is it?
I don't know. Is that it?
The people who Gympie wear Gimp? I don't know.
We don't know those sorts of things. We're not.
You know, Andrew, I think that possibly aliens and what we refer to as ghosts could all be very similar. There's so many crossovers everywhere that we just don't fully comprehend everything that's happening.
And you would be awesome to connect with our gorgeous friend who has a podcast. He's an Aussie guy. What's his name? We'll look it up and we'll send it to you. He's got the unknown. Is there something about the unknown? What is it? We were on it, for goodness sake. We should know. Cade, gorgeous Cade.
Yes.
He deals with this stuff all the time. I reckon, Andrew, he would be a perfect person for you to talk to. So.
Right, okay. No headaches, just not together. Yeah. Cool. All right, so tonight is not tarot night. Tonight is all about finding out about the paranormal. If you've got any questions about that, or if you want to find out what, as I said, Renata had for breakfast, don't ask me because I had nothing. What can we talk about tonight? You guys normally come up with some awesome questions. Oh, Tammy, I could only imagine. It's all those people out there catching Pokemon in the full moon. That's what's done it. We had a little run-in with someone today who didn't want me to have a meeting, didn't want me to work, but wanted me to go and catch Pokemon for them. Renata had words.
Yeah, we're on a bus trip with him.
Yes, with him.
In Romania, Tammy,
yes.
If you can work out who that is.
Yes.
Erin, why do some people can hear
Erin,
and feel?
Congratulations on your photo shoot. I believe that was you that was having your photo shoot done.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
It is all about our strengths, Erin, and some people are stronger visually, some people are stronger with their emotions, and some people are stronger through hearing. They're really super sensitive with hearing. So not everyone can have the same strength of abilities throughout all of the senses. And some people aren't tuned into their senses at all, which makes it very, very difficult because the spirits come knocking and you can be totally deaf, dumb, blind, whatever, to the fact that they are even there. So it really very much depends on what your strength is, where your strengths lie, and that's what you normally will find carries over to the spirit realm and how you connect with the spirit realm.
Oh, I like Rachel's question. The next one. Have you looked at going anywhere on the Central Coast? Yes. We won't say anything more about that just at this moment in time because it's all very new and fresh and things are happening very soon with that. So we'll give you more information as soon as we know we're allowed to talk about it.
But let's say
Jeanette.
yes, Rachel.
Oh, here we are. Jaden's got a question. What happens with poltergeists?
What happens with poltergeists? That's interesting, Jaden. Great question, dear lad. Good for you. It's one of those interesting questions, as with all things in the paranormal, where everyone has a bit of an opinion on what they think happens with poltergeists or what poltergeists are constructed of. And there are a few theories that are around at the moment. I hesitate to say that one theory is correct over another. So I'm going to leave it to the true experts to kind of pop their 10 cents worth in. But there are theories about where this energy is created, whether it's actually created within somebody that's living or externally from somebody that has passed over.
So it's almost like having a little bit of a superpower that you're not quite aware of, that you've got energy inside of you that can create things and you don't even realise you can do it. So people who get really upset, they get very emotional, may actually be able to create almost like a part of themselves away from themselves, and that's what becomes the noisy ghost that knocks on things and bangs things and
like
hides
a little
things.
Tornado.
Yeah.
Imagine a little tornado that comes in and wrecks the place.
So Jaden,
and then just goes.
Jaden, I think Jaden. How old's Jaden? Is he 10 or 11? I know. So we're explaining everyone at a level that Jaden will hopefully relate to. So thank you for your question. I don't think they're necessarily. A lot of people make out that they're angry, scary ghosts. It's just scary because they make noises and move things.
Yeah, they make things happen.
Yeah.
And often that energy doesn't last for a long time. It really just kind of flattens out over a very short period of time. Now, there could be a whole lot of other stuff that happens in that Jaden, and a whole mix of different things, but that's probably the easiest way to explain it. Yeah.
Yep, good question. Yes, Renee said she hears voices and thought she was going crazy. But you always have to check what the voices are telling you. If the voices are telling you to do something that is not um,
Good for you.
good for you, then you do need to go and see someone and just double check that everything is okay.
Mm-hmm. And also, it's a really good idea when you are hearing voices to try very, very quickly to work out if you know who that voice might be. Does the voice sound familiar? Or is it a really generic voice that you have never heard before? Or something that you might have heard on TV as an ad voice. You know those ad voices that come on, the voiceovers? Because sometimes they're actually like that. And that may not necessarily mean that it is someone who has passed over that's talking to you. It might be the generic voice in your head that is saying something and throwing a piece of information out from your subconscious mind. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be a female voice if you're a female or a male voice if you're a male. It could be the different gender that does it. But it may not necessarily be attached to someone who has actually passed.
Now, I know some of the questions we answered last week are coming up again. So what I might do is I'll skip across to the ones that we haven't seen. And if we get time, we'll come back to those other ones. So how, with such busy careers, I love that this is our career. I do love that this is our career. Thank you.
Kayla,
Thank you.
was thinking today, we must be one of the hardest working paranormal investigators / ghost hunters / people that don't know anything / that I know, because literally every single day we are head down, bum up, till the late hours and the early mornings.
We are lucky in that our children have grown, so we have spent the years raising our children, and they're now cut loose and start making their own families. So they are very aware that this is my time, and they are actually very supportive of me doing what I'm doing. I do have a gorgeous little granddaughter, and I take care of her when I can to help out mum and dad. But they also understand that unlike last year where I gave them a day every week that I could look after her, this year I can't. There is too much happening around us at the moment, and I need to be available really 7 days a week. I've also got a wonderful husband, but he too is following his own passion and his own career in his own business. So he understands how important this is to me to be able to follow this dream, that this crazy dream I've concocted and found this one. And he's grateful I found this one. So he can go work on his business and we work on our business. And I have to also say both my children are now running their own businesses as well. My son is 28 and owns Newcastle Parkour. And my daughter Hannah is a very successful hairdresser out at, what is it, Wall's End? You look like you just swallowed a lemon.
I can't remember.
Urban Edge.
That's it.
Urban Edge. So she does amazing hair. Get over to Urban Edge and have a look at some of the work those girls do. They're pretty freaking amazing. Do you want to add anything?
Kayla, from my point of view, I'm really lucky that we don't have a mortgage anymore. I used to work 3 jobs, 7 days a week, to try and get ahead in the mortgage department when mortgages were like 13%. Something really, really crazy ass awful that a lot of people don't even remember anymore, what paying off a 13% mortgage would be like. But yes, I was working 3 jobs. My husband was working really, really hard. Now my husband's quite ill. And he's at home. He doesn't work at all, thank goodness. So our mortgage is paid off. So I do have an opportunity to put all of my time and my effort and invest in this business. But it is hard. From my perspective, it's hard because, there are members of my family or my husband who does require me to be at home and to be of assistance at home, because there are a lot of things that he physically can't do anymore. And so a lot of things aren't done at home that would normally be done in a normal home, because there isn't that second pair of hands that can do them. But we make things work, and that's the way it is when you are passionate and dedicated to a particular path. You will do whatever you can to make it happen.
And he is also very happy that she found me, then I can take her out of his hair for a while.
Yes.
Thank you for Arik for letting me play with your wife. That didn't sound right at all, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What did Renata have for breakfast?
Coffee.
There is always a man standing over my left in a long coat. Is he my saviour?
Oh, well, sounds like a doctor, doesn't it? Sounds like someone in a long coat. Well, it depends on what the long coat is. I went straight to the doctor.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Which is quite interesting because...
I went straight to Matrix.
That's what came to me. So he may well be your saviour, Natalie, if you feel safe and secure when he's there. So look at the emotions you feel when you see him there. Again, if you feel safe and secure, if you have that deep connection in the heart space, then it is a good thing. Sometimes it's actually, we always want to know all the answers for everything, and sometimes really there is no need to know all the answers. It just is what it is, and that's how we should accept it, rather than peeling through it like an onion and wanting to know all the bits and pieces of it. It doesn't make it any better if we do. Sometimes it's actually better if we don't, but we just accept and have that faith that while ever a person or an energy or a spirit is working with us, that's all we need to know.
Right, here we go. Elena would like some quick tips to enhance our various clair senses. Well, there's quite a few of them, but I think meditation is probably the best one, and stilling the mind to the best that you can. Mm-hmm. Taking time out in a busy day just to stop.
Mm-hmm. And you can always focus in on one sense during your busy day. So if you are out and about, rather than being stuck on a mobile phone, put the mobile phone away and engage with your environment. So just listen. If you can, even if you're sort of waiting at a bus stop for a bus, or you're on a train or whatever it might be, close your eyes for a few minutes and just listen. Then just concentrate on your vision. That might be a really great time to actually put some earbuds in and listen to some music or something, and just look with your eyes so that you can just be concentrating visually. You can also break down all of your senses and look at the emotional space. How emotionally are you reacting in a particular environment? So, we tend to go where we feel good, and where we don't feel good, we will automatically actually step away or try and change our environment by walking in a different way. We might walk into a shop, doesn't feel good, we walk back out. So all of these things are really, really good things to start to notice, and maybe to write down.
Journal.
And think judgmentally as to why you are picking up on certain things, or hearing certain things, or connecting with certain things.
People watching is another good way to do it too. Just sitting down, having a cup of tea or coffee somewhere in a shop, and just sitting and look at the people around you and trying to tune into them. See what you pick up on. Yes, this is to do with the poltergeist. Yes, PK manifestation. That's correct. Psychokinetic energies. Oh, there you are. He said, thank you, Auntie Anne and Auntie Renata. The biggest smile. He's 11. Bless. I like Robert's explanation there of a flurry of energy that makes things topsy-turvy.
Oh, beautiful.
That's gorgeous, Robert.
Gorgeous, Robert. That is absolutely wonderful. Now, going back to the question of how to sort of work on your clairs, will you remember?
We'll remember you, Sue.
Yeah, we will.
And that rotten husband of yours.
Some people overthink all of this, and that's when you start getting yourself into trouble, because you have now moved into your mind, and your mind's going, oh, but this has got to be really hard and difficult. And once you get that sort of hard and difficult idea in your head, it actually does become hard and difficult. So guys, keep this stuff simple. It's actually innate in all of us. We can all do this, but we overcomplicate everything. And, you know, when you look at different sites on the internet and they start talking about working with your clairs, then, oh, we've got to have a sacred space and we've got to invite our spirit team and we've got to work with the angels and we've got to do this and we've got to do that. No, don't. You are in a world where there are 1,000 things happening at once. All you have to do is just concentrate on one thing at a time, and that already starts to make you reconnect with all of those senses that you have. That's all you need to do. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Walk outside with bare feet. Walk on the grass. Scrunch your toes into the grass. Express the feeling of what it feels like to be on grass. How does it feel? Is it wet? Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it crunchy? How do you feel while you are standing on that grass? All of those silly little questions actually connect you back deeply with your senses, and that's as simple as those first steps need to be.
Everyone, just send Lorraine Jo Davidson some healing. Any of you people that are healers out there, she's got a migraine happening at the moment. God love her, she suffers from them quite a bit. It's probably the full moon is not helping Lorraine. So any of our healers out there, send some love out to Lorraine Jo Davidson. I can't see all of this one. I was trying to look it up, but some of it has been squished by Facebook. But you sort of get the general gist of what's happening there. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, of course he does.
Animals?
You can probably smell.
Totally.
Yeah, smell, a scent. Smell.
Yeah, we've got a friend, haven't we?
Yeah, that was really. Yeah.
There was just a bit of a creak at the door there too.
Just the smell, his scent in some way. You're also putting energy in that direction. So dogs are just so sensitive as to how we feel. And he will be working off your feelings and where you're putting your energy. And so if you are focusing on the urn, then he will also be, or he or she, your puppy, will also be focusing on that urn. So yeah, absolutely.
Did you enjoy the Hellfire Club on True Hauntings last week? We love doing that one because whenever we've been somewhere, it has more of a special place in our heart, and I think we talk with a bit more passion on those ones. And next week, this coming week, we're off to America, and it's a special request.
Yes. But if you haven't listened to the podcast, it is up. It is on the True Hauntings Facebook page, the link. The last thing I put up there was actually a picture of me in the middle of the Hellfire Club in Ireland, and I'm looking out the window, or where the window used to be, and it was just one of those awesome moments where you go, holy hell, I'm actually here and I'm experiencing it. And I would like to have had a moment where that whole environment turned back about 200 years and all of those men and everyone were in there, and sort of
so you could have told them off and smacked them.
Just a fly on the wall going, oh my God.
No, you could actually fit that in there like that.
So yeah.
All right, so this is a big question. Do you believe in reincarnation and that we plan our lives on earth by choosing our parents and circumstances that will enhance our soul's evolution? If that's the case, our lives are mapped out for us, and no matter what we do to avoid, say, grief or sadness, we've chosen to learn those lessons, and therefore there's nothing we can do about having a sucky life because we asked for it.
No.
I mean, this can only be our personal
Susan,
belief.
Absolutely.
Because I do believe there are choices in... Sorry, am I in trouble?
You take that first.
All right. I do believe there are choices. I also do believe that maybe there are things we need to learn in life and achieve, and we have opportunities to learn those lessons in each life that we are here. And sometimes we don't want to, and we're going to be pig-headed and go, no, I don't want to do that. It's too hard. I really don't want to do it. Like the splinter in my foot that I didn't touch for 8 days because I was too scared. It was too deep. And eventually somebody did get it out for me. But I was avoiding it. And I could have done that for the rest of my life and it lived in there. And maybe I'd have to come back and do it again. I don't know if reincarnation is as many people think of reincarnation. I'm not quite sure, but for me it's more like a soul has energy and is trying to move through different learning lessons.
I think we're making all of this shit up.
Possibly.
No one deserves cancer.
We're virus.
No one deserves any of that shit stuff that we're going through. No one deserves it. And I personally don't ascribe to the fact that we get born into a life that is taken away from us because someone bashes our head in or whatever. That's just me, Susan. And that is me moving away also from what were my Catholic beliefs when I was raised. I was raised a Catholic in a strict Catholic family. So a lot of the things that we learn are learned through belief systems that teach us particular ways of thinking about how we exist in this world. And that's all fine. It's all fine. I guess we will all work out how it happens at some point in time when we die. But I personally wouldn't want to think that, someone has chosen to die from cancer. That's just me. Hate me. I don't care. I'm not going to believe that.
And I saw a beautiful quote about grief the other day. Grief means that we still love the person who has left us.
Oh, yeah.
That's what grief is. It's that
grief is the gift you get for loving.
Yeah. Yes. It's payment, really, isn't it?
It is payment.
It just jumped a whole hell of a lot.
So I hope we've helped, Susan, but yeah, it's nothing I ascribe to.
Just scrolling. Oh, I like that. My son just...
Oh, Renee, he's
Thank you, Brooke.
3.
Oh, here's a good one.
Oh, Lynn, God, they're tough questions tonight. Do you believe in bad spirits? And also, do you think all spirits that have not crossed over have a message? And it's really interesting that all of you are using the word believe. And this is really important, that we all go back to the belief thing when it comes up, because we all believe different things. And we all believe different things because we have had all different experiences and we have learned from different masters, different teachers, and different belief systems. So a belief doesn't make it so, because in many of these things we're not actually 100% sure what makes it so or what the reality of it is. We can only speak from what we think might be going on through our experiences, but that doesn't make it the be-all and end-all. So with that, my belief is that there are far more or far less bad spirits than people think there are. And no, I don't think that spirits are here or have not crossed over because they have a message or they all have a message. Sometimes those messages aren't really messages. They don't really have anything much to say at all. They're just here. We don't know why certain spirits linger and why certain spirits don't. Why you can connect with someone and why you can't. From a psychic or medium point of view, mediumship point of view, am I actually connecting to the collective unconscious that sits there as the consciousness of people when they die disconnects from the body and sort of is this swirling mass in the ether? Am I connecting to that when I'm speaking about a loved one or connecting with a loved one, or am I connecting with a consciousness or an energy that is actually still existent beyond the body? These are all huge questions. and spiritual questions, and I can only make assumptions, and that's all I can
From
say.
our belief and
I
our
can
learning.
only make assumptions. I dare not even, and I won't, say this is the way it is and this is the way you've got to think about things.
Thank you for the stars, Brooke.
Well, thank you, Brooke.
Yeah, just for me, do I believe in bad spirits? Well, if there's bad people in the world, there's bad spirits in the world. That's just my opinion. Would I call them demonic? Probably not. Also, do you think spirits have not crossed over? Yeah, I think there's some that have had so much religion drilled into them and told they're going to go to hell because they stole a lolly at the corner shop, and they're just refusing to go. So they don't necessarily have a message. They're just scared to go to whatever the next process is. Or maybe they've arrived in the platform of the afterlife and gone, hang on, where's the pearly gates and St. Peter? This is not what I was told it was going to be. And they're waiting for St. Peter.
Where's the jacuzzi?
I'm waiting for St. Peter to come and get me because these might be demons.
And Lynn, I have to say that there are many more live or living people that actually send out bad energy into the world than the dead ever will. The dead aren't your problem. It's the living bastards that gaslight, the narcissists, those that spew shit on places like this, Facebook. And
I just looked at I don't know if anyone's got these subtitles on where it's telling you, they said something about the goats and St. Peter.
So, Lynn, there are a lot more living people out there that do so much damage every day because of how badly they feel in their own hearts, that really you shouldn't be worrying about the spirits at all.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And we did have a Lochinvar long weekend that we put up for sale, but it sold out
in 24 hours.
Within 24 hours. We put it to all our Grand Poo bars and our Patreon supporters first, and they were very keen. There was just a couple left that picked up the leftovers, and it'd gone. Now, Maxine, this is a good question. So I'm thinking of doing ghost hunting. What's involved with it? Well, it depends on what you want to achieve out of it. What is the experience you want to have? Do you want to go and try and communicate with the other side? Do you want to see a ghost? Do you want to go to a spooky location and get scared? Because they are all different aspects of what you would call ghost hunting. Or do you want to research and be scientific about it? I would suggest starting off with a great book. I can't see it here at the moment, by Lloyd Auerbach, called Ghost Hunting. I can't remember. I'll find it in a second. I'll show you the cover of it. I would be starting to read that. Do not look at the ghost hunting TV shows and go, that's what I want to do, because that's not what it's all about.
Yeah, read Maxine. Where's your ghostology book?
All right. I'll go find it.
Maxine, the great thing is to read and go on some ghost tours. Go on some tours with people who will have you on and explore and experience some ghost hunting before you ever set off on your own or try and join a group that does investigations.
I said, oh, look, I need that book. I'm so glad we just found it, and it's gone.
You put it away somewhere really safely. There's a book called Ghostology.
By Steve T. Parsons.
Which is really, really awesome. Really, really good.
So you've read that one too?
Yes, I've got a copy. I do.
It is really close by. I'm starting a new course on Wednesday with Lloyd Auerbach with the Rhine Institute. And that book was one of the ones that was one of the syllabus core books, so I'll find it in a second.
Yeah, we'll put a picture up for you guys, and it's really worthwhile having that in your library.
Yeah, that's the sold
read about.
Dubbo Jail?
Dubbo Jail has only a few tickets left for the first half of the evening, for the 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. investigation. There are a few tickets left for that. We still have tickets for both the Gloucester events for the Friday night and the Saturday night. So if you're interested in doing something very, very different and very, very cool, don't worry about it.
I need to know
come
now.
to the Gloucester Mountain Made Gold Mine Tour, which is on in 2 weeks' time. We also have a Stroud Tour coming up, so lots of tours this new month in March that we have tickets still available. We also have another Miss Porter's House coming too, and a Wollombi Tour. So we've got Gloucester.
Get in while you can.
Then we have a Miss Porter's House, we have a Wollombi Tour, and we have our Stroud Tour this month.
All right, I'm just trying to get down to... Hey, Craig, how are you? Hi, Karen.
And the lovely Team Bianca and Rebecca.
Oh,
Bianca
another accolade.
Won a fabulous...
Well, I haven't won. They've been made the
selected,
selection.
Yeah, for another accolade.
But this is in Los Angeles.
This is the space between.
Huge.
The space between.
And we are filming season 2 of that at the moment, which we can finally say. So season 1 is the one that's currently going around and winning the awards and getting accolades left, right and centre. And we are currently filming season 2 with the girls, the ladies. Just trying to find an actual question in here.
Have you got any of Christie's spray handy?
No, it's out in the car. Maxine says, okay, what do your husbands think of your interesting jobs?
My husband is 100% behind me all the way.
My husband helped me actually form Ozparatech and made the connections for some of the sales in America. He is my tech expert, and he is really quite interested in all of this, has ideas to make equipment to try and document evidence for the other side scientifically, but he just doesn't have the time to make it at the moment. He's got some fantastic ideas. So yeah, we are lucky that we've got supportive husbands. I actually said to him the other day, I don't know where I would be right now if I hadn't married you and let you guide me or support my creative craziness to actually follow this path, because there's some pretty intense outcomes that are coming out of it at the moment.
Yeah, Inanna, at the moment the documentary has not been released to the public. They're still sort of going through a process where it is being shown for the award season and gaining different awards and getting people to look at the documentary before they actually release it for public viewing. Yeah,
so it's doing the rounds of awards at the moment. It's got distribution. We just haven't been told where yet, because they like to keep that top secret until...
They keep things from us, and it's really annoying.
Don't they, Sue? And we like to know the ins and outs of a pig's bum, as my dad would usually say. Ins and outs of a pig's bum.
Craig, I haven't been to the Hellfire Club in the UK. I'm wondering how different. Well, it's going to have to be very, very different.
There was an underground one in Ireland we were trying to get to, but we just couldn't get to it.
We'll have to go back.
We presented on Saturday. So while I'm finding questions,
yes.
Tell me about that.
Yes, we actually presented for a UK international paranormal event on Saturday night. So we came in after our tour at Miss Porter's house and donned the headphones and went live via Zoom to the UK. And we presented,
the world, really.
Yeah, we presented a workshop on the Ouija board.
We had people from Ireland, England, and Australia watching. Yeah, and they loved it. They've asked us to come back and do the next one that they're doing, and let us. So next time we're over there, please let us know, because they are going to take us ghost hunting. Oh, Ashmore Martin, I hope you're okay. Got an angry face from you. I probably hit the wrong button again. It's okay. We know that happens. I do it accidentally all the time.
Yeah, I did that on Bianca's.
Oh, did you?
No. She contacted me. She said, "Why are you angry at me?" And I said, "Oh, did I do the wrong button? I'm sorry."
Do you often get stopped and recognised by people in the street or shops?
Far more than we thought we would. It's a little bit scary, Renee.
I love it. I love it.
And really,
just saying.
It's a little bit funny when it happens.
It's okay, Ashmore, don't worry about it. Yeah, no, I've been stopped several times, and I've actually been in places where I can see people going like this at me, and I'm like, I'm not quite sure where they recognise me from, because I've done a few TV shows as well. I'm not sure whether they're looking at me from Deadly Women, where I murdered people all the time, or whether it's with stuff with her. So we do get recognised, and we love it when people come and say, "Hi, we see you on the show all the time, and we'd like to get a photo with you guys and pop it up on the pages." It's rather cool.
People. Crazy. Crazy.
What's Paul done there?
Hello,
Thank you for the invite to your podcast. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. You are welcome. We're trying to get as many people. Now, look, with all the craziness going on with Facebook at the moment, I really strongly suggest you go and find our YouTube channel and subscribe to it, because if we get taken down on Facebook, then we will just go over to YouTube and we will work solely from YouTube. So it's just Anne and Renata, one word, on YouTube. Just click subscribe, and then you'll get notified when we go live. We go live. There's people watching us from YouTube right now. But Facebook is not playing nicely, and there are people who are not playing nicely in the real world, and we won't go into it. But, yeah, all right. Yes, Maxine, you met us both.
Hello, Ivy.
Where's Ivy? Where's the sister Shanae?
Oh, Fred, Jesus saves. Yes, he does.
Oh, hang on.
Yes, he does. Jesus saves. Yes, he does.
I've missed it.
Here he
comment.
is.
Just hang on. Okay,
just letting you know, Fred is on, and Fred is telling us that Jesus saves.
All right.
And so I have just said, yes, he does.
Yes, absolutely.
Jesus
for many people, Jesus is the saviour that brings them peace, love and joy. So thank you very much, Fred, for sharing your opinion there. And anyone who feels that they should head over to those sorts of pages, by all means, you head over there and do whatever makes you feel good and happy. And team, you know what to do. Go do it now. All right. Oh dear, you people are awful. I can't say their comments. Any more questions for us? Who's this? Oh, see, now Jaren is watching from YouTube. Yes, Isaac, and we're going to be filming again very, 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 very soon with Mr. Butterfield, the Buttsman. Got to say it properly, because I keep saying Buttsman, and that makes it sound like a whole completely different thing, and he's not going to be happy with me. He's got new merch coming out. Apparently, we're getting free T-shirts.
I've asked for a T-shirt that says
Moist. Can we both wear? Because I've got the yellow Moist. You can wear the other Moist. We can be moist together. Okay. What are we up to?
Okay, so remember guys, Thursday night is our normal tarot night. Now we're going to have to become a little bit more flexible with times for Thursday nights, unless we change it, which is one thing that we're thinking about, because there is a little bit of work that's coming up over the next few months that could involve some Thursdays. So at the moment we have the show at 8:30 to 9:30, but if we do have to have a little bit later, we will let you know. But that's our sort of our community tarot give back night, where we do tarot readings for free. You are very welcome to jump on and join us live, and we try and kick through as many readings as we possibly can, avoiding the trolls that come on. We kind of do our best. We've run out of Nigerian princes.
I know, because I've blocked them.
The Nigerian princes haven't been coming on. I haven't been told.
No proposals for years.
For a really long time. I'm really upset.
Yes, Isaac's merch drop is tomorrow. It's the pre-launch is tomorrow for the people who have signed up to his club, and then the rest of the public get it after that. The problem being is that most of it is sold out by the time the pre-sale happens. So it costs you nothing to join Isaac's club. You just go to his YouTube page and click the join the club. There is a paid option as well, but I'm pretty sure there's a free one where you can get the merch early.
Fiona asks a really good question. What podcast have you not done yet?
Well, Mandy also wants to know what's our next one. As I said, we are going to America, and this was requested by a dear friend, Patrick Keller, who runs the Big Seance podcast.
Awesome podcast.
And he and his friend Karen A. Dalman went and investigated there when they were part of a convention. We've actually got a little story from Patrick in there as well. But it is a place with a very, very sad history. And there was a story in there that was so gut-wrenching for me, I could barely say it. You can actually hear me get emotional when I'm telling the story in the podcast, because it just upset me. Just really upset me.
We've got a question from Barbara McMillan about a paranormal experiment. You're going to have to tell us what the experiment is before we can tell you how it works. So let us know.
I heard about it. Can you please say how it works? Yeah, just need to know which one it is, because there's
which
many,
one
many.
is it, Barbara?
Oh, the torch experiment.
Oh, Barbara. It's not an experiment.
Okay.
No, it's not.
So, with the torch experiment, what happens is that normally they turn the torch on to show you how it works. They'll turn it off. Now, they've got to get the adjustment so it's just when the light is on and you just turn it back a little bit.
See you, Elise.
And it goes off, right? They're normally metal torches. And the problem is with heat and cold, the metal casing expands and contracts, and therefore the casings will go on and off depending on whether they're getting hotter or colder. So, because the way the torch works is there's a contact, and when the contacts touch, the torch goes on, and when the torch goes off, it separates. So, it's all to do with heating up and cooling of the case. I remember watching an experiment once live with a dear, beautiful person who I do love to death, but I was mortified they were doing it. And I could count to the second when that torch was going to turn on or off. I don't think they were doing anything deceitful by using that experiment. They truly believed that it was spirit contact. I personally don't think it is spirit contact. I think there's a logical explanation for it. Sorry.
And Catherine Morton Williams, we actually answered your inquiry. So we actually answered you.
Yep.
You might have to go back to the very early stages of the podcast and listen, but we have given you an answer on that one.
Yes, we said that they definitely can sense their masters.
Yeah.
And I think there was a few other people that had a few things to say there. You're going to get Spencer a girlfriend. Oh, poor old Spencer. We should get a coffee mug with Spencer says hi on it. Alright, what else we got here? Torture.
Look, Barbara, the reason with the whole torch thing is that people will... Look, experiments with the paranormal are actually quite limited. If we had 1,000 different experiments we could try, that would be awesome because we could try all of them. But the whole experimentation with the paranormal is actually quite limited. And you will find that people all over the world are really doing the same thing over and over again. And the torch experiment was used a number of years ago when nothing else was being done. It was an experimental option, but people have moved on since that and are now doing other things. Now sometimes some of the old experiments come back and it's a bit of a revival because people haven't seen them for a really long time. But the torch thing's been done like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
And I really don't think it's people being dishonest.
Yeah,
it's just they haven't thought about what is happening with the torches. And as I said, when you can actually sit there and count, if you say, can you flash 3 times quickly, and it goes flash, 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 and stops, and then you go, oh, okay. When I count to 3, can you flash once for me? 1, 2, 3, flash. I'd go, That's really interesting.
Mm.
But when you can count to when it's going to turn on and off, yeah, no.
Oh, Craig's asked a really good question. If you ladies had a chance to haunt
Anywhere.
where your time comes in many, 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 many years, thank you, Craig. Where would it be? Oh, I see. To me, energy can be everywhere and anywhere. So I wouldn't choose to be in one place. I would just go. I would go.
I want to go to the biggest haunted locations and scare the shit out of people.
I would pick the ugliest, nastiest bastard in the world, and I would make his anus itch so badly he could not sit or sleep. That's what I would do.
Renata's been filthy today.
Because those ugly, disgusting bastards that mess up the world deserve an ugly, itchy anus.
Right, okay, there's a cream for that. Anyway, how did the pendulum experiment go?
Yeah, no.
Oh, but it's okay, you've got to keep trying.
We've got to keep trying. We've got to keep trying. And the thing with the pendulum experiment that we do is we actually put the pendulum onto a stand. So there are no hands on. We ask the spirit to actually move the pendulum with their energy. So that's what we're waiting to have happen. We've had little micro movements, but nothing really like big. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for this thing to happen.
Spirit box type app that you would recommend. Well, I used to recommend the Portal Plus, but they've completely changed it. The Portal app is similar but not as good. And I'm trying out Necrophonics at the moment, but I haven't really had much of a chance to use it because my new phone has the wrong connection, so I can't plug the headphones into it. It's driving me batty.
Sorry, Jaden, I used a naughty word.
Yeah,
I
tell her off.
anus. We could say bumhole.
I don't know.
Is that better?
I don't know. Anus is scientifically correct, but bumhole is a bit... have you ever connected spiritually with someone famous?
Nah.
Yes.
Oh, have you? Oh, well.
Is St. Francis of Assisi famous?
Well, in some circles. He never had a Facebook page.
I can't bona fide guarantee it was him, but that's who he identified himself as. And this was very early on in my table tipping, glass dowsing era. And he happens to be my patron saint, the patron saint of animals. Mm-hmm. So I took on his name as my confirmation name when I was back in Catholic school. And I was very brave then because it was a boy's name and I took it on. It was a boy's saint. And I went, no, I don't care. I want St. Francis. I don't want anyone else. So I did speak to St. Francis and we did speak... Was it you that was with me when we spoke to the radio announcer that had died suddenly? Which I don't think we should mention the name, but they died suddenly and we weren't even thinking of them and they popped up on our table. We're like, okay, that's odd, but yeah, we'll wish you all the best.
That's a local thing.
Yeah.
Too. No, we haven't talked to like Cleopatra or Napoleon or
that always seems a little bit
Diana
egotistical to me.
Yeah, anyone like that. No, we'll leave that to the more famous. No. And the thing is, Jaren, that there is someone in America or England that's known as the ghost. This is her excuse
now. She's sticking to it.
That's known as the ghost granny. Excuse me, I've screenshot it. I know who it is. And so we are not taking that on.
But we've come up with crazy aunties or the golden girls.
No.
I don't like golden girls. I like the crazy aunties. That sort of sits with me much nicer. I remember a certain Anne and Renata good giving me an itchy anus. Okay. Just scrolling.
We're nearly done. Nearly finished.
Yeah, any last questions?
Last calls.
So are we on for tarot this week?
Could be. I'm not sure. If we are on, it will be a little bit later.
Yeah. We'll put an announcement up.
Yes, yeah. I'm supposed to have a tour on, but they haven't gotten back to me, so I need to...
Let's do that. Next time he goes Ghost Grannies, we'll say, no, excuse me, Queens of the Paranormal.
Yes.
Let's pull him up. Isaac, no, sorry. We are the Queens of the Paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
Might be Queen Mothers, but we're the Queens of the Paranormal.
If we're going to get haters, we may as well get haters for the very best.
No, he won't be sad. He'll just swear at us. Fiona? Are you able to make more hours in the day so I can catch up on your podcast posts and videos?
No, Fiona.
I
we
would.
need more time to
My
actually
God.
create them.
If I could, I would. We need the extra hours as well.
Straight after this, we're on to doing some setup stuff for a few things that are happening this week that we can't tell you about. But so we've got to do that. And then we're doing something very, very special.
There is the Buckets Way Motor Inn, which is where we normally stay, but I think they've got a wedding or something on and somebody's booked it all out. But I went on to booking.com and was it booking.com or Airbnb, and I booked a little house for the four of us that are going. But just, there's lovely little places up there. What was the one that was on the hill opposite the Coppers Hill or something like that?
Oh, yes, Coppers Hill. Try that. That's awesome.
That was really nice.
Yeah, really awesome.
I like what Jodie just said. Queens of the Paranormal, Isaac, bend the knee. And then we're talking to his eyes. My God, that boy is tall. With Glasgow, do you need a medium to connect properly?
With any sort of mediumship or connection, it's always good to start slowly and make sure that you have correct boundaries in place and that you feel secure in what you do and that you can pull the plug at any point in time when you feel that things are not going the way you want them to. And sometimes things don't go the way you want them to because there is stress in the environment, or you might be getting a little bit anxious. So it's actually always better to try and start with someone who's done things like that before so they can guide you through it. But you don't necessarily need a medium or a psychic to run it. Geez, our great-grandparents didn't have mediums and psychics at the table when they were using it.
And they may have been unaware they had ability as well.
Yeah,
so.
and we've got most people in the mid-1800s to the early 1900s were using this method to connect with their loved ones. So it wasn't something that was just done, in secluded parlours somewhere. It was kind of, everyone was doing it, and that's why it wasn't a big thing. Or a big thing wasn't made of it. Everyone was just doing it.
Now, when you guys do come on our tours with us or come to events that we are holding, make sure you come up and say to us, hey, it's me, I'm Patricia, because Patricia's coming to Gloucester by the looks of it, because you guys recognise our faces so easily,
Yeah,
but all we've got is this little tiny itty bitty icon, and it's really hard to see what everyone looks like. So we will recognise your name probably, so make sure you stop us and say, I'm blah 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 blah, and we'll go, oh my God, it's so nice to actually see you.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. We always love to say hello to those that are following us online, and especially especially those that come every week and say hello and spend time with us. We so really appreciate it. So we have to finish up, guys. Thank you so very, very much again for being here, for asking some really great questions. Absolutely awesome of you all. Hopefully we will see some of you during this month at some of our tours. Please check out the tours that are listed either on Anne and Renata Frightfully Good in the events section, or Newcastle Ghost Tours in the events section. Please be aware that Newcastle Ghost Tours has been threatened a couple of times with being taken down, and I personally think it's because someone is kind of saying that
they're trying to sabotage her business.
That I'm doing something online that I shouldn't be, and so Facebook is just going, you're being a naughty girl.
They don't even look, and they won't even talk to her about it.
They won't even talk to me, so
she's got to lay low for a while.
Yeah, but we're here, and we'll keep sending out some interesting lives to our Patreons and to supporters. And Danielle,
Next
tomorrow.
week if we could.
Tomorrow if we could, Danielle. We would be there tomorrow.
Get rid of that awful big C over there and we'll come over.
Yeah. But thank you all again. It's been awesome. We love you all to bits. Stay safe.
We appreciate you. You've got no idea.
Yeah.
We really do. So you guys make this time fun for us and we appreciate that. Yeah. See you all Thursday night.
On the dark side.
On the dark side.
Love
Bye.
You. Bye.